Red Races 1 by Eleanor Esther.
Theme of the story. The story explores the theme of bullies, of repentance and forgiveness. The story is based on Eleanor's real-life experience. It is the story of a girl who received Peggy's hand-me-down dresses. She felt very guilty for not having defended the character Wanda in her real life. She wrote the story in order to assuage her guilt and to encourage others to stand against bullies. The story also explores the theme of repentance and forgiveness. Although the girls teased Wanda every single day, Wanda forgave Maddie and Peggy and demonstrated this by giving them each one of the beautiful dresses she had painted. The chapter highlights through the character of Wanda how forgiveness is a noble virtue. Now, explanation of the story. The story starts with the introduction of Wanda Petronsky, who was a Polish girl and had shifted to America with her family. Wanda sat in the seat next to the last seat in the last row in room number 13. It was a place where only rough boys who didn't get good marks sat. And it was this corner where there was most scuffing of feet and most roars of laughter when anything funny was said. And it was also the corner where one could find most mud and dirt on the floor. In the class, nobody knew the reason of Wanda sitting there. Perhaps it was because Wanda lived at Boggins Heights, a place that was not particularly liked by the people and her classmates. Her shoes were covered with dry mud and she always wore a faded blue dress. So she didn't feel comfortable with other girls and preferred to sit in the last row with rough boys. That day, Wanda Petronsky was absent in her class, but her absence wasn't noticed by anyone. Wanda's schoolmates thought of Wanda only when she was outside. Only outside the school they waited for Wanda to have fun with her. After 2 days, Peggy and Maddie noticed that Wanda was not there in the class. Peggy was the most popular girl in school, and she belonged to a very rich family. She had pretty clothes and her hair was curly and she was extremely beautiful. Wanda Petronsky was rather a strange name for the children in room number 13. They didn't have names like that. They had names which were easy to say, like Thomas, Smith or Ellen. Wanda didn't have friends. She came to school alone and went home alone. She always wore a faded blue dress. It was clean but never ironed properly. Wanda didn't have any friends, but a lot of girls talked to her. Sometimes they used to surround her in the playground where Wanda stood watching little girls play hopscotch on the worn hard ground. That time, making fun of Wanda, Peggy would ask her, "How many dresses did you say you had hanging up in your closet, Wanda?" And Wanda would answer, 100. Then Peggy would ask in a teasing but polite manner, "All silk, I bet." And Wanda would reply that they were all silk and of all colors. Then before Wanda had gone very far, all the girls would burst into shrieks and peals of laughter. They all knew that the only dress Wanda had was the blue one. "What a story," they would say, meaning that she was telling a lie. They would again ask Wanda teasingly, "How many shoes?" And Wanda would reply, 60 pairs. As soon as this dress game was over, Wanda would move up the street, her eyes dull and her mouth closed, hitching her left shoulder every now and then in the funny way she had, finishing the walk to school alone. Peggy, who started this dress game, was not really cruel. She protected small children from bullies, and if she saw any animal mistreated, she cried for hours. Whenever someone asked her, Was it not cruel on her part to treat Wanda in such way? She replied that it was wrong on the part of Wanda to tell lie that she had 100 dresses, when everybody knew that she was just an ordinary person and she had only one blue dress with her. Maddie, who was the best friend of Peggy, did not like this game, and she often wanted to stop this business of asking Wanda how many dresses, shoes, and hats she had. But she herself belonged to a poor family and often wore old clothes usually given by someone else. And she felt embarrassed when Peggy questioned Wanda in a mocking, polite voice. And she wished that Peggy should stop teasing Wanda Petronsky. But she very well knew that if she stopped Peggy from doing so, she herself would be the next target for Peggy. And Peggy might ask her where she got the dress that she had on, and that time Maddie would have to say it was one of Peggy's old dresses that she was wearing. Mary's mother always tried to disguise with new trimmings so no one in room 13 would recognize it. Thinking about Wanda and her 100 dresses all lined up in the closet, Maddie began to wonder who was going to win the drawing and coloring contest. For girls, this contest consisted of designing dresses, and for boys of designing motorboats. Maddie was sure that Peggy would be the winner of this contest, as she could copy a picture in a magazine or some film star's head so that one could almost tell who it was, and she drew better than anyone else in the classroom. Next day, even it was drizzling, both of them rushed to the school under Peggy's umbrella. They did not bother to wait for Wanda, and they could not take any chances on being late that day. And that was the day when the winner of the contest was to be announced. The minute they entered their classroom, they stopped short and gasped, and they could see drawings all over the room, on every ledge and windowsill, dazzling colors and brilliant lavish designs, all drawn on a great sheet of wrapping paper. They could see 100 of dresses all lined up, and Miss Mason announced the winner of the class, and she informed the students that Jack Beggles had won the boys, and for girls, one girl had submitted all 100 dresses, and nobody else but Wanda was the winner of the contest. Miss Mason announced that in the opinion of the judges, any one of the drawings was worthy of winning the prize, and she felt very happy to announce Wanda Petronsky as the winner of the girls' medal. Wanda was absent on that day, so Miss Mason was sad that she was not in the class to receive the honor, but she asked the students to file around the room to look at the drawings, and everyone filed and started taking a round of the class to have a look on all the 100 drawings. The boys were not interested in dresses, but they enjoyed the occasion by whistling and stamping their feet on the floor. Peggy and Maddie could spot the blue and green dresses there, which Wanda used to talk about. Now, analysis of the story. The message of acceptance and of not teasing someone for being different is a theme introduced in the chapter. The 100 Dresses is about Wanda Petronsky, a Polish girl whose family had immigrated to America, and other students in American school simply mocked her because she had a strange name. The students made fun of Wanda and made her feel inferior by asking her about her dresses, and their behavior towards Wanda was completely undesirable as it shows attitudes of racism and ragging. These are totally condemnable issues in the society. Peggy and Maddie never thought of Wanda's feelings and continued teasing her But Vanda's selection as a winner of the contest shows that color, prejudice, and racism are not the parameters of talent, and merit is the most desirable quality. Wanda, despite being targeted by bullies, approaches her friends with great love and forgiveness. And we can say that another message of the story is forgiveness. And Wanda also conveys it by gifting her dresses to her friends, and it shows that forgiveness is the greatest virtue. And this virtue is shown by her Vanda's gesture of presenting them with beautiful paintings of her dresses. Vanda, though poor, is far superior to others, and her action is worthy of emulations.